You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts,
Coach Mayor,
Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
I forget about that every time.
I do. It just makes me smile. It's like,
I love to just slip it in there.
yeah.
Glad someone's paying attention. Hey, welcome back, everybody. My name is Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth.
You heard it. He's back.
I'm here. Thanks for having me.
Special guest in the studio, Coach Mayor himself, Jared Lowe.
That's right. We got a special episode. We have a special guest.
How many years are we on of this episode?
Lot.
This is at least the third, maybe the fourth time. I'm
Maybe
not
the
sure.
fourth.
It's possibly the fourth time we've done this.
I don't know if we started this in 2016 or 20.
I can picture us doing it there in the front room of Second to None.
Yeah.
I think was the first time we did this episode. And this episode is the 2020 movie previews of the year, the slate of movies.
Yeah.
We've been doing this last 3 or 4 years where we list off at least what's already announced and go through the year, what we're looking forward to, and this
way they can, hopefully the listener Jesse can kind of get an idea of what not to miss in the next 12
So
months.
the last few episodes we've been looking backwards. Well, now we're going to look forwards.
That's right.
What a segue.
Thank you.
So what we're gonna do, the one slight change we're gonna make
Oh, no. You can't throw a curveball 4 years in.
is similar to what we just did, where we're going to, if I say anything that sounds interesting and you think, okay, I'm looking forward to that, we're going to write it down, and at the end we're going to do the math, all our lists like we did at the end there, and then have our top 10 things we're looking forward to.
Cool.
So let's just start off. We already missed the beginning of the year here.
Well, the January is usually a little sparse for these movies.
Yeah, no biggie.
We had The Grudge, some sort. This got to be like the 18th movie called The Grudge. Not interested. Moving on. Last week we had Underwater. Was that Kristen Stewart horror type movie, underwater movie?
The trailer made it look, suspenseful. And
Yeah, I heard it was all right. And Like a Boss, which was one of those team up women movies, had Tiffany Haddish, I believe, in it.
Selma Hayek.
Well, we're caught up to this weekend. Now we'll start getting into more detail. The big movie coming out this weekend, Doolittle.
We laugh, but my daughter is excited about this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to get
She
see
like
it.
that accent on.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what the appeal was, but yeah, whatever reason.
My wife was anticipating that. She's
Yeah.
a big Robert
Yeah.
Downey Jr. fan.
Yeah. Now what we're looking forward, I think, to is Bad Boys for Life.
Hey! Oh, shit. Oh. Come on, man. You can get that buffed out. No, you can get that buffed out. Remember, knock and talk. Yeah. Knock, knock. Miami PD, get down! What the hell happened to knock and talk?
Hands behind your head right now.
I got this.
I'm gonna penetrate this man's soul with my heart.
What?
Watch and learn.
Sir, I realize that you're scared.
You know, sometimes how deep you think you got in this soul? I'm done, Mike. I'm retiring.
Uh-oh, here we go again.
You want your legacy to be muscle shirts and body counts?
Look at this mess. It's carnage.
I didn't do all this.
You didn't shoot anybody?
Well, come on, Cap. You know I shot some people.
Yeah.
We're pretty psyched. Are you psyched for the
I'm
Bad Boys?
super psyched.
Yeah, we were catching the end of Bad Boys 2 when you guys got here. So, are you gonna go see us?
I think I might go to the theater to spend those last few bucks on my
Well,
gift
little
certificate.
behind the scenes, Jordan. There's been a long message chain for the last week of a struggle whether we were even podcasting tonight. But,
That's right.
So tomorrow night, we're all going to see Bad Boys for Life.
Without you. No.
We'll tell you all about it.
So look forward to it.
Wow.
We're doing it.
Well,
You don't have to
okay.
wait till $5 Tuesday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Start off with a bang.
Turning 40 is worth it, guys. You'll make it here, then you'll understand.
It's old news, buddy. I've been there.
Yeah.
So we got next week, The Gentleman. It's a Guy Ritchie movie with Matthew McConaughey and Colin Farrell.
The Gentleman, not
The
Fine
Gentleman.
Gentleman.
Right now.
Gentleman.
This is The Gentleman.
Just The Gentleman.
Yeah, there was a time where you said new Guy Ritchie movie, and I was already in line. But he just hasn't put out much in the
This
last
looks more like the
years.
flavor of those.
It feels
those
a little
type of
more.
movies. Yeah. So, I don't know if I'll go see it or not, but it definitely looks more like the old Guy Ritchie, Lock, Stock, and what was that called?
Smoking Barrel.
Yeah, and Rock and Rolla and stuff. Those were good. So this looks pretty good. Another movie next week is The Turning, which is some horror movie with the girl from Florida Project. This, I knew she'd be getting some sort of roles at Brooklyn Prince, and she looks pretty creepy in it, but I'm not into that stuff. So no, thank you. And something a little limited called Color Out of Space, which I only have on here because it's another trippy Nicolas Cage movie.
Based on the Lovecraft.
Oh,
story.
yeah, that's right.
Nicolas Cage and cosmic horror.
Right. Then the week after that, January 31st, we got Gretel and Hansel. They're like, how could we do this different?
Guys, Hollywood has no new ideas. We got to switch it up.
Some executive was like, I got it.
Let's flop those names around. So, I don't know what. No interest. Okay, the rhythm section. This is, I don't get the title, but I have seen the preview. This is a Blake Lively, looks like a thriller where she's wearing different disguises and stuff. I'm not sure what's going on, but some sort of thriller. And The Assistant with Julie Garner from Ozark. We liked her in Ozark.
Oh, okay.
It's she's a recent college graduate who lands her dream job as a junior assistant to a powerful entertainment mogul, and she's like, sounds like she may be crazy or something. Anyway, I think she's good, but we'll see if it even comes out around here. Next big movie we get February 7th is Birds of Prey: The Emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I don't like the how they've the recent trailers that have come out. They've been around on TV. They're just calling it The Birds of Prey, and it flashes up very, very quickly the title, and you see the emancipation of of Harley Quinn underneath, but it's never mentioned. I'm like, that's really weird.
But Harley's still front and center in every shot
completely.
of the trailer.
I would never know anyone else was in this movie.
So you guys looking forward to that?
Those first few trailers, I was like, no. But the most recent trailer they just put out, I thought did a better job of. It seemed a little more cohesive.
Did we like
better.
Suicide Squad?
I never saw Suicide Squad. Is that bad?
I don't want to say I disliked it. It just.
It was a mess, but it was watchable. Unwatchable mess.
It was it was
This
entertaining.
looks like about the same thing.
And we all agreed Harley was the highlight of Suicide Squad
yeah,
too.
definitely.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's one of those movies that it's fine.
But the new trailer used a Bjork song, but they did not have Bjork singing it. And you cannot cover Bjork. That's not how this is done. So stop trying to be Bjork, whoever you are.
Did they?
Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest.
He's been holding that in. Okay, well then we have a couple things in limited release. Come to Daddy, some sort of indie movie with Elijah Wood, and The Lodge, a horror movie with Riley Keough. Then on Valentine's Day weekend. We got Fantasy Island. What's that guy's name that's coming out? It's one of those where they're redoing the.
Oh yeah, I saw the. Okay, I did see that trailer.
Yeah, it's the guy from
It's a bunch
Ant-Man.
of young people.
Yeah, Michael Pena.
Oh yeah,
He's playing Mr. Rourke, and I liked the show Fantasy Island. It was like the Love Boat on an island. Yeah.
But it's like a horror movie.
This is going to be a twist on that, of course. Yeah. The Photograph, which is it's got Lakeith Stanfield and Issa Rae.
Nickelback.
Yeah, which looks like some sort of. Yeah, it's Nickelback. It's all about they're acting out the song.
And someone's going to cover Nickelback. And
It's Bjork.
now Bjork on a Nickelback song. I'm there.
Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which is counted as a movie from last year. This is a pet peeve of mine. It's up for a lot of,
Yeah, did we have like one movie that was on this show like 2 years in a row because it never came out?
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
Anyway, this one's counting as last year, but doesn't come out till the 14th. And then Sonic the Hedgehog.
Redo. Yeah. No, whatever.
Ben Schwartz, I think, is in it, and Jim Carrey, and I have no interest.
Yeah.
I was never a Sega Genesis man, so.
Yeah, I read a great book recently about it, Console Wars. It's really good. But yeah, I was a Nintendo, so I don't care about Sonic. Give me some Mario Van Peebles.
This is the only podcast going to tell you don't watch Sonic the Hedgehog, read the book.
It's a good book. Then we have Downhill, which is a remake. This got Will Ferrell and Julie Louis-Dreyfus. It's a remake of Force Majeure, which came out a few years ago. It was the one we talked about where the family. It was I forget. Maybe it's a Swiss movie. I'm not sure what.
Did it have subtitles?
Swedish.
Yes, it did have subtitles. Yes, it was on Netflix at one point. It's where a family is at a resort, skiing resort or whatever, and they're sitting out on the deck having lunch, and an avalanche starts. But they're like controlled avalanches. They're having them on purpose, or whatever, I believe. And it's coming down towards them, and everyone's sitting there watching. And then as it gets there, it's like obviously going to come onto the deck, and everybody, is like freaking out, and the dad just takes off and leaves his family sitting there. And it's one of those, there's a fire and George is running out the front door knocking people down. But they realize it just, some snow came up, but everybody's fine. But he is exposed for the rest of the movie as having done this terrible thing and would just totally abandon his family. So they're remaking that, And
I can see those two as leads in that kind of dark.
It'll be
sort of,
it'll be a more comedic take on the thing. That movie was kind of dark, like the whole having to deal with that. But they're both good, so it might work out. And some movie called Olympic Dreams it's a Nick Kroll dramedy. February 21st, Brahms, The Boy 2. I never saw The Boy. It's the one with that doll. I think wasn't Lauren Cohen or something.
Brahms?
Brahms. I think that's what it's
like the composer?
I believe so.
What a weird title.
Yeah, it's Brahms colon, actually.
Is the boy named Brahms or something?
I have no idea. I don't care.
Is it Jason Blossom?
The Call of the Wild. I've seen this preview 10 times. With
Harrison Ford.
Yes, and a CGI dog.
Very CGI dog.
Very CGI dog. A lot of CGI dogs, But
It was one of your jams as a kid, wasn't it? You liked that book?
Yeah, I just like that stuff. I think Jackson's read it a few times too. He likes.
It doesn't look bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
just doesn't look great.
Is it a Disney?
It looks Disney-ish, but
I thought it was maybe a Disney, but I can't remember.
I would fall for that. Then there's Emma, which is a Jane Austen movie with Anya Taylor-Joy. It looks pretty decent. Greed, a limited release about a retail billionaire with Steve Coogan. And The Night Clerk. I'm not sure what that is. I gotta look here. Oh, this This has that Ty Sheridan that was the main character in Ready Player One, but plays a guy with autism who's a night clerk, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and he's having to deal with it. It actually looked kind of interesting.
I've only written down one movie.
This year looks
Are
terrible.
they going to get better? Hopefully?
This year looks terrible.
Okay.
So if we can put 10 movies down there, I'm going to be impressed. Then we have February 28th. But first off, this is the wasteland of the year. If there is, maybe it does get better. I don't know. But there's no Star Wars. There's no Endgame. Last year I was trying to live through last year. Okay. The Invisible Man. This looks like a horror.
Is this
movie.
part of Universal's?
This is Dark Universe.
Okay.
No. This is probably the answer to Dark Universe, and they're going to start.
Is this Elizabeth Moss?
Yes.
Okay. I read somewhere that it's like it's a different take on it or whatever.
Right.
It's like from her perspective. And
Yes.
He's like the Invisible Man is like the villain. Or whatever.
Yeah, her husband has found a way to make himself invisible, and he's like following her and stuff. And looks
That was the one. What was the back in the day?
The Hollow Man starring Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
the Hollow Man. Yeah, it is.
But a more
very the Hollow Man.
feminist take of like, being gaslit and no one believing a woman and
That
like,
is
taking that.
I
sort
saw
of-
the trailer. It's absolutely what it is. It looks pretty good. It looks like a good thriller / horror. Horror fans will hate that I said that. They don't like if you call it horror anything. If it's good horror, everyone says elevated horror or horror / thriller. They're like, it's just a horror movie. Then we have Guns Akimbo. I watched the trailer today. It doesn't look bad. It looks
It's like a Don Knotts movie from the 60s.
It looks like a silly action-ish movie with Harry Potter, whatever his name, Daniel
Radcliffe.
Yeah, and he somehow they end up almost in a Running Man type competition or something. Does it feel like that? Like it's like you have to kill each other.
Does he play Kimbo Slice?
Yeah, and he wakes up with guns bolted to his hands, and he's getting hunted, and he has to kill. It's ridiculous, but you should watch the trailer, and it looks better.
It sounds like the right kind of ridiculous.
It does. That's what I'm trying to get across. It looks better than I thought it was going.
Is this a sequel to Swiss Army Man?
Yeah. Oh, I would watch the sequel to Swiss Army Man. Okay, March 6th. Cliff, there's something on March 6th. You're probably gonna
what is
see.
it? Tell me.
Pixar's Onward, right?
Yeah, Onward.
Tell us all about it.
I don't know anything about it.
Cool. Me neither, because I figured you do.
Oh,
this is the one with Chris Pratt.
Happy birthday, Mr. Adult Man. Oh, Mom. Ugh, gross. What was Dad like?
His beard was scratchy. He had a goofy laugh.
I wish I'd met him. I have something for you from your dad.
It's a wizard staff.
I wrote this spell so I could see for myself who my boys grew up to be.
This spell brings him back.
Back to life? He wanted to meet you more than anything.
Holy toot of Zadar! How did you...
I don't know. It just started.
Hang on!
Dad?
There's no top part! Dad, you are in your house! Oh, boy! We've only got 24 hours to bring back the rest of Dad. We're going on a quest.
Is this the
fantasy world? So there's like goblins and trolls,
and they go on a road trip.
They're trying to find somebody's dad. Their dad.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I saw way back. They put out a teaser for it. So
it kind of has a take of like it's a fantasy world, but it's all very mundane and suburban. I just remember the first.
Yeah,
trailer.
they're in like a 80s.
Yeah.
Crappy full-size van.
Like the first trailer had it was like unicorns, but they were like rummaging through the trash like raccoons. Yeah. My daughter did not find that amusing. So that was very offensive to unicorns.
Yeah, I'm sure this will be one I go see just because it's Pixar. So,
yeah, it looks good.
Speaking of the way back, there's the movie called The Way Back here. It's got Ben Affleck it looks like it has potential. Like I keep waiting for him to have a movie that I'm like, oh, he's good again, because basically everything I've seen him in for the last almost 10 years is not. He used to be in good movies, right?
Well, Gone Girl was good.
Oh, that's true. That was great.
That was good.
I love that movie.
That's good.
The Town.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. Is what I'm saying. He plays some guy with just a rough past. He's like alcoholic and things like that. And he's
the basketball.
Yes, he comes back basketball coach, and which I'm like, I'm listening. He's kind of trying to coach these kids or something and get his life back together. So
is he also a mayor?
I don't know. That's the sequel. So we'll see. Then there's a movie I just have here because I like the title. It's called First Cow. And I looked it up. I won't tell what it is, but it's not about a cow that is married to the president. So, March 13th, Bloodshot. I didn't watch the trailer because it can't possibly.
I did because like 4 people asked me if I'd seen the trailer.
Right, you have to. You work at comedy store.
I thought it was more like I thought they were doing almost like a streaming show or something. I thought this was much lower budget than it was, but it's a major motion picture.
I don't even know what it is. It's Vin Diesel.
From the Valiant universe. Oh, yeah. Blew up in the 90s. He's like a super soldier who has been reassembled with like $6 Million Man, but with nanotechnology. Ooh. So these nanobots in the system can heal any injury or create. I don't know if you can create weapons like a T-1000 or whatever, but
knives and
stabbing weapons.
It wakes up, he's got machine guns bolted to his hands.
Yeah. The trailer though made it look kind of like a Memento sort of thing, where like every time he's rebooted, they say this is the guy that killed your family, and they send him off on a mission. So that was a neat twist on the super soldier story, as like he's being manipulated by the people above him. So I don't know, it's Vin Diesel blowing stuff up.
Okay. The Informer. This has Joel Kinnaman, and it sounds very Con Air, or is that the one? What's this? Because it says the plot where he goes to jail for protecting his wife. And what was, or was that The Rock? Maybe that was. No, I can't remember. What's the one with Nicolas Cage where he goes to jail because somebody tried to attack his wife or something, and he kills
like
Con Air.
Yeah, I think you're remembering Con Air.
Yeah, so that's what the plot sounds like to this. Only without the plane.
If it doesn't have the Informer song,
and
during it, then this is a total misstep.
Then there's some movie called My Spy with Dave Bautista and some kid. Looks terrible. March 20th. I still believe I've seen this preview way too many times. You're a captive audience when you go to the theater. It's like, I want to go in there, get a good seat and stuff, and then I'm sitting there and I'm watching these garbage trailers. This is the one with KJ Apa, where I think it's a true story.
I think it's all poster or something for this.
Yeah, he's like a singer, and his wife's dying, and I don't know.
A mediocre musician.
Wow, yeah. There's no garages. And the other movie that weekend is A Quiet Place: Part 2. So I really loved A Quiet Place. So I watched the preview to this. There was a teaser and then there was a preview. I'm interested to see where they go. I mean, definitely is worth checking out. March 27th, Cliff. So another Cliff movie.
What?
Mulan.
Live
action.
I saw
Mulan.
the trailer for that.
I did too, and it actually was I don't know whether it's going to end up being good, but the trailer was good, and when you hear the soundtrack, you're kind of like, it's like
it said they don't sing though.
Okay, but I will say this.
Okay, we'll find out.
I will say this about these movies: they have gotten better as they went along. I just watched Aladdin with the Will Smith movie that everybody thought was going to be horrible, and then it came out and people liked it. Well, it's out on Disney Plus now. So I went and I finally said, my family had seen it, but I hadn't seen it. So we sat down and I watched it, and it was really good. Like I had no problems with it at all. It's pretty much all live action except for, of course, there's some of the genie stuff is CGI, and Raja the tiger is CGI there, but he's not a big part of it.
Does the monkey wear a real hat?
Oh, good question. I don't know if they like
learn how to
super glued
sing?
it on there or what. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was some different stuff in it, but they didn't really stray from the story at all.
But Mulan seems like they're taking it 100% seriously.
It looks
not-
like
I like that idea.
There's not going to be a
glad.
bumbling sidekick character.
No, it looks very epic. You're
The
not gonna
girl
have-
looks awesome. Like I'm like this is good. This has potential to be.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're treating the Eddie Murphy dragon part. But
I don't know.
Mushu.
But as far as all these live action things, this is the first one I thought made sense to do. It was like, this looks like it could be cool, you know.
Yeah.
April 3rd, The Lovebirds. This is Kumail Nanjiani and Issa Rae.
I just saw, I think...
I saw the preview, and it looked like Stuber. There was a movie Stuber last year where he's driving an Uber, and Dave Bautista comes and gets his car, and it becomes this big thing. Well, this movie in the preview, he's driving in a car with the girl, and some guy gets in and takes her car and runs over somebody. I'm like, I watched this last year. Then supposedly they're finally putting out the New Mutants movie.
Here's what we talked about before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Several times.
This is the third year, I think, for this movie.
And did I see Disney came out and said it's going to be part of the MCU officially?
I have no idea.
I saw that the other day.
They've missed the boat on me paying attention to anything about this movie.
Yeah, I'm not going to go see it, but
I'm not saying I won't possibly see it, but I'm not gonna. I'm done listening to the lies.
It will turn around on the DVD like within a month. It'll be real quick.
Then we have Peter Rabbit 2: the Runaway, I believe.
Oh.
I saw a preview for this. What was it, like Donald Gleason or something? Was in it? And yeah, he's like the human. I don't know. So live action, but with wabbits. April 10th, No Time to Die, a new Bond movie. Write that down for me on our list here. It's gonna be put it somewhere. I like Bond. It's no Mission Impossible, but it's something. Ana de Armas in a sexy dress, guns akimbo.
They're bolted on?
I don't care. Whatever. Yeah, I'm interested. I never miss one. You know, and like half of them are good. Enough.
I have not seen like the last 4 Bond movies. So.
You didn't see Casino Royale? That one's good. That was his first one. That was good.
I think I saw that one. And
he's had like that and Skyfall are good. You know, and this might be good. Anyway, it's on my list. April 17th, Monster Problems. Something about monsters. I don't know. I'm not gonna hit the thing. A Secret Garden film adaptation, the book that every girl I went to school with read, The Secret Garden. And it's like something happens, some kid's parents or something, and then they end up go living with their uncle and whatever, and there's a secret garden. I don't know what happens. But probably good. Trolls World Tour. Dude, I don't need to click this, right? Trolls. Yeah. It's the Troll Dolls, right? Okay. They still make this stuff. I'm sure it's a sequel, yes. Antlers, limited release horror movie with Kerry Russell. Not big on horror, but I am big on smoky-eyed Kerry Russell, so we'll see what kind of reviews this gets.
She cut her hair and grew antlers.
Yes. Okay, I'm in. Guns akimbo. Okay. Promising Young Woman with Carey Mulligan. I saw this preview a month or two ago where she is like exacting revenge on guys trying to, you know, like she kind of puts herself in situations where they try to take advantage of her, and then she like kills them or something.
That looks super
Yeah,
dark.
it really did look dark, and I like her. April 24th, Antebellum. This is a gothic horror movie with Janelle Monáe.
That's the Jordan Peele movie.
Oh, is it?
Did he direct that one or just produce it? I can't remember.
Maybe I heard that he helped write it. Yeah. He helped write it, but and then there's a movie called Bad Trip. I mean, you could just tell what the Bad Trip. Okay. Anyway, this is Tiffany Haddish and Lil Ray Howery. Wasn't he from Get Out? He was the security guard. Then we got.
I think Tiffany Haddish has taken the place of. We always talk about
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy or Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
They rocketed into the stardom and then put 15 movies a year out. This is Tiffany Haddish's arc right now.
Right.
And she's good. She's funny. I like her. She's
May 1st, Black Widow. Better jot that stuff down.
Natasha, my sister. After all this time, what brings you home?
I'm on the run. I was trying to do something good. Be more than just a trained killer.
You're fooling yourself. We are still both trained killers.
We have unfinished business.
Who's we?
Still fits. Family. Back together again.
You got fat.
Smelling water weight.
I've seen this trailer 100,000 times now, but it doesn't look bad except for the really terrible Russian accents. But this has Florence Pugh. I was telling you, she's the hot new actress that's actually good.
She's the blonde widow.
Yeah, she's a blonde widow playing her sister. It's got
everything about it looks good. I like everyone in it.
It's just it's late.
Just the question we've always asked is why?
Yeah,
why now? Why at this point?
Hey, it got David Harbour into superheroes, so we don't talk about.
He's already Hellboy.
Anyway, yeah, it kind of seems like they should have done this 5 years ago, but I'll see it.
Yeah.
And something called Dream Horse. I don't know. Can't believe I'm looking up to see what this is. It's got Toni Collette in it and Damian Lewis. No idea what it's about here. Oh, Jan, Toni Collette, is a cleaner and bartender. She's breeding a racehorse.
Ooh.
I don't know. Yeah, I like her. May 8th, Greyhound. Okay, this might be something. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about it. I haven't anyway. During World War II, a U.S. Navy skipper must lead an Allied convoy being stalked by Nazi U-boat wolf packs. Tom Hanks. I feel like we should have seen something about this. It's okay. This is Aaron Schneider is the director, though. Maybe that's why we don't know anything about it. He did Get Low. It's the only thing I've heard of that he did. Anyway, might be something. Legally Blonde 3.
Wow.
I assume we know who's probably going to be in that. And The Personal History of David Copperfield. This actually, I had heard some buzz about this. Like, people are looking forward to it. I would have not known to. It's Dev Patel. I don't know. May 15th, The Organ Donor is, I'm not sure that might be the title. It's that when I look it up, it says Untitled Saul Project. This is the Chris Rock, Samuel L. Jackson next Saul movie. So we'll see. Have you guys seen, how many Saul movies have you seen? I saw the first one.
0.
1.
The first
maybe 1.5.
Yeah, I saw the first one. Yeah. Scoob is coming out. Some sort of, I assume, animated Scooby-Doo movie. The Woman in the Window. This has Amy Adams.
I'm Anna Fox. There are some things that need to be said about me. I have an anxiety disorder.
I live across the street. My mom asked me to give you this.
I'm not prepared for visitors. I'm agoraphobic. I can't go outside.
You let some of the outside come in. Your neighbor from across the street.
Pretty sure you're not supposed to be taking these with alcohol. Her name is Jane Russell.
She's become a friend.
Like your earrings. Oh, thanks. A gift from an old boyfriend. Does your husband mind? Our family's complicated.
This is Gary Oldman, Amy Adams, Julianne Moore, Wyatt Russell, Anthony Mackie. Might be good.
Yeah. It's a good cast.
I'm trying to look to see who directed it. Joe Wright. Looks like it'll probably be something. May 22nd, Fast and the Furious 9.
Oh my god.
I'm not
You're
a
kidding
not
me.
a Fast and Furious guy too much. They're in the middle. I mean, I liked them at the beginning when I was younger and driving cars, trying to be Fast and Furious, and then I like maybe the 5th or 6th one. I think the 6th one I really liked, and I haven't watched any since that. I think. SpongeBob movie / Sponge on the Run. Has there already been a SpongeBob movie?
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah, they did one.
Okay. May 29th, Artemis Fowl. This is like preteen books, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a huge series of novels.
Yeah.
But there's not a great track record of those movies spawned from that except for Harry Potter.
Right. But they're going to try. Okay. June 5th, Wonder Woman, 1984.
Think about finally having everything you always wanted.
I can save today, but you can save the world.
Steve.
Diana.
Now, I take what I want in return.
Everyone will see. The world needs you. You know what you need to do.
Nothing good is born from lies. And greatness is not what you think. It's all art. That just a trash can.
It's just a trash can. Yeah.
I feel like we've been waiting on this forever.
A while.
At least since 1994. But looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Especially we're halfway through the year it's an oasis to look forward to, maybe something good. June 12th, Candyman. Now this seems interesting. Did you guys like that? I mean, nobody in here is a horror fan at all. Or
people
loved Candyman.
Yes, I was at the right age when that movie came out. That we thought that movie was very, very cool.
And I know Jordan Peele is having something to do with this, so I'm interested in what he's going to do with it. So I'm kind of intrigued.
Who's playing the main role?
Well, let's
I
find
think
out.
Tony Todd's still involved. I don't know if he's still the main guy, but I know he's involved somehow.
He's in it.
Yeah, I remember them announcing he was in it, but he might be the Candyman.
Yeah, it says Styx is the role he's playing. So I don't know whether
maybe
that's
not
who he's playing or not. Maybe his full name is Styx Candyman. June 19th.
It is now.
King of Staten Island. This is a autobiographical comedy drama about Pete Davidson.
What?
Seems a little early for that.
Well, yeah.
I just found out who that guy was.
Well, you're going to find out a lot about it. Actually, you're going to go, people are going to think you're going to see that, but really, Cliff, you're going to go see Pixar Soul that week.
Oh, yeah, Soul. That's the.
I watched the
one.
preview today for that. That's
I have
Jamie
not seen it
Foxx, and from the preview, he was like quits his job. He's like wants to live as do something that makes him happy, and it's
who doesn't?
There's a lot of talk about that, and he goes and he's playing some jazz or something, and then sometimes he falls in a hole, and now it looks like it's just his soul, and meets another soul, and I don't know. He looked pretty silly after that, but it might be great.
So it's two Pixar movies within a couple months of each other. That seems a little fast.
Yeah, a little bit, but
hey,
it's not. It doesn't seem like that's the first time that's happened.
I think they don't have any Star Wars or big Marvel movies coming out, so they gotta double up on the Pixar.
Gotta make $1 billion somewhere.
Yeah. Next week is In the Heights.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
What does sueñito mean?
Sueñito. It means little dream.
That's it? No story?
All right, everybody sit down. It's a story of a block that was disappearing. In un barrio called Washington Heights. The streets were made of music. I am Usnavi, and you probably never heard my name. Reports of my fame are greatly exaggerated. Morning, Usnavi. Pan caliente, café con leche.
On these blocks, you can't walk 2 steps without bumping into someone's big plan.
I'm making moves, I'm making deals, but guess what? What? You still ain't got no skills.
So I don't know. It's the John Chu director. Did all this Step Up movies.
Yeah, that was like his big breakthrough on Broadway was In the Heights.
Hamilton.
Mm-hmm. Also that weekend is Top Gun : Maverick. You guys big Top Gun fans?
Nope.
Not really, no.
I really liked the movie, but I don't know that I need more.
My friend had a home theater and stereo store. His parents did, and when I swear every time I went in there for 10 years, Top Gun was on the big screen TV playing because it really the jets really showed off the sound system and stuff.
I mean, it's fine, but
I like the soundtrack. Harold Faltermeyer.
To me, it's one of those that people love so much that it kind of. I'm just like, why?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, Goose.
It's very of its time. So I don't know. I don't need to see that same movie today. Mm-hmm. If it has something to say about today's time, good.
Yeah. I would never want that exact same thing again. Then it fit. Now I know Christopher McQuarrie helped with some of this. I don't know how much involvement he has, but he's the one that did the last Mission Impossible movie, and he's commented that he's excited for people to actually see some of this. So hopefully it's got.
I would want shirtless volleyball though.
There is shirtless volleyball. Yes.
Tom Cruise creeps me out anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got Miles Teller in it and stuff, but yeah, I saw a preview. There is a lot of shirtless volleyball. But also it's got that new, that last 10 years Tom Cruise stuff where he does everything. I mean, he's going to be flying one of the jets or whatever. So, yeah, you shake your head, but it's the best. July 3rd, Free Guy. I saw a preview before something. It's got Ryan Reynolds. So it's like a video game.
Oh,
type
yeah.
thing.
He's like an ancillary video game character that
I feel
comes
like that's
to life
been done
or
before
yeah.
in some
It's like
fashion,
someone who's never had any importance in his life. Or
in the new type of video games, like those online RPG type
kind of thing they call it.
Anyway, so I don't know. I'm curious. I'm not really interested. I'm more trying to think how big I think it's going to be, like whether this is going to be a big thing. Then we have Minions: The Rise of Gru. I haven't watched the Minions movie since the first Despicable Me.
I have.
They took over the world.
They're not very good.
Yeah. Now, is Baby Yoda going to be in it, Jordan?
That's too hot a take for this podcast.
Oh, you're afraid for us to come out and say we now hate Baby Yoda?
Can't risk alienating all our listeners.
Okay. July 10th, Ghostbusters: Afterlife.
I'll give you a hot take. I don't think Ghostbusters is that good of a movie.
Ooh, burn.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, it didn't make my top 100 or anything.
Yeah.
You know, I like it.
And I liked it growing up. We had the toys.
I had
watched the cartoon.
I loved the cartoon.
We had the
dearly
bikes with the foam.
Yeah,
we would
the
run
trap,
around
the PKE meter.
Busting made us feel good.
It did indeed.
And
try to battle you boys.
It's
not legal.
As I've got older and even rewatched it, I'm like, this is great. I mean, it's good, but I don't get the overwhelming like adulation for it.
It's just nostalgia.
I guess.
I like Ghostbusters. I like the first one especially.
There's good Bill Murray stuff in there.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan.
And Sigourney Weaver, I like that. I like them playing off each other.
I watched it a million times growing up.
I have not seen it a million times, so
I don't think it needs to be remade 15 times.
Yeah,
This definitely looks like a different take. They're trying to do Stranger Things with this. You know, so I don't know how.
Well, it's got to be better than I did not enjoy the last Lady Ghostbusters.
It's a totally different.
We've all got hot takes tonight.
I really wanted to.
Odin doesn't like a Lady Ghostbuster.
I was really hoping that movie was going to be great, and
I think universally people didn't really like that well.
But yeah, this one seems to be continuing the original story. You know, they're not trying to reboot it, reboot it, yes, but they're not trying to pretend the first one didn't happen.
There hasn't been ghosts for years.
But we're continuing the story. There are legacy characters in the movie, so I'll probably go see it.
Oh, I figure I'll see it. I just don't know how much I'll roll my eyes the whole time. The Purge 5. He is writing that down. This is Jordan's series, which blows my mind. I still can't get over I recorded I've never watched one, but I recorded the first Purge the other day. I saw
the first Purge or Purge 4.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, the original, The Purge.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try it out.
First Purge is the subtitle of the fourth movie. And it's the best sequel.
Okay.
So, and the TV show they just did on USA, the second season was better than the first season.
There has been two seasons.
There have been 2 seasons of the Purge. And they are filling all the things you assume about the Purge or think about the Purge or make fun of the Purge. They're answering. They have built an entire world around this.
Yeah.
And they answer, oh, well, why wouldn't you just kill someone at 6:59 and then move the body? You know, people, how you all would be easy to get around the Purge rules. What's not easy to get around the Purge rules? And they have addressed all those rules.
I don't even know. You're like, I like how you're like talking to the naysayers. I don't know the rules of the Purge. I'm sitting here. Why would it matter 1 minute? I don't even know what you're talking about.
But I appreciate how seriously they take it.
Yeah.
And that they have built an entire world and all these rules.
Good, because...
And it's social commentary in movies that usually, just movies about slashers and killers and all this stuff. There's usually very little they're trying to say about society.
Yeah.
And this one's actually trying. So I give it a lot of credit for trying to say something about the world.
Okay. It's like Planet of the Apes. Battle for the Planet of the Apes.
Don't get me started on the Planet of the Apes sequels.
July 17th. Bob's Burgers. There's going to be a Bob's Burgers movie? Does anybody know anything about this? Do I need to click on it?
I know there's going to be a Bob's Burgers movie.
Okay, guess there is. It's called Bob's Burgers, the movie.
Yeah.
You never guessed it. Guess what? It has those people in it.
Yep.
That's all we know. Plot unknown. Okay.
It took The Simpsons 25 years to get a movie. How'd Bob do it in 9?
Okay, here's one you're going to have to jot down there, Jordan, for me. This is event theater. You got to go. Christopher Nolan movie. Tenet.
We all believe we'd run into the burning building. But until we feel that heat, we can never know. You do. You chose to die instead of giving up your colleagues. That test you passed? Not everybody does. Welcome to the afterlife.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
Nuclear holocaust.
No. Something worse.
Got John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Elizabeth Debicki, Kenneth Branagh. It looks very Inception. You know, like a lot of timey-wimey stuff, and I am in for it, so definitely gonna see that. It's a long time from now to have to look forward to. July 24th, Cliff. Mm-hmm. What is it?
Of all the jungle cruises you can take in the Amazon, this one is undoubtedly the cheapest, but also the most thrilling. Heads up, coming through. Look out! Marauders. Natives. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. The backside of water.
Jungle Cruise, that's right.
Oh, Jungle
Got it
Cruise.
right. So is this going to be the next Pirates of the Caribbean, or is it going to be?
I think Pirates of the Caribbean
going to be the next Jumanji.
Caribbean, but yeah, I think this is. I think it'll be a hit. It's got a The Rock and
has he? Hot take, maybe not. The Rock has worn out his welcome. I am not
Say
into
that
The
to
Rock.
his face.
Exactly. I'm just over The Rock. He is in everything.
But people are still going to go see his movies.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Not that I am especially, but people. So,
people are. That's
that's
what people say.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get that?
But you'll probably see it.
Probably. I'll write it down.
Okay. Barb and Star. This is next week. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. Does anybody know anything about that? Okay, no. This is a pair of best friends find themselves in over their heads. Kristen Wiig and Annie Mumolo. I don't know anything about it. The other one that week, we just saw the trailer this week. Morbius. So this is July 31st. This is the Jared Leto. Let's all forget I was a terrible Joker.
Now I'm going to be a terrible vampire.
So this is
in some sort of Spider-Man universe. We're not sure.
So this is like Sony, I guess the same. I didn't see Venom yet, so I don't know.
Well,
I assume the same world as Venom.
Well, they flash on the screen in the trailer from the people that brought you Homecoming. They're trying to imply that.
It's got Michael Keaton.
Yeah, but then Michael Keaton's there, and they don't come out and say it's the Vulture, but
yeah, this is just the redheaded stepchild of the MCU right now.
The tone was weird. It didn't seem like a straight action movie, and it didn't seem like a horror movie.
It just seems like a weird character.
Of all the characters, the Spider-Man characters, why that one?
I don't know. Because they've done a lot of them.
But you could do, The Living Vampire. That's a horror movie without any tie to anything.
Mm-hmm.
You could make an interesting movie about that. But to say next superhero villain, it's a weird place to start from a superhero.
They're trying to build a universe there. They've got him now in the Vulture, and I'm sure Venom, and I would assume that next year, the year after, it's gonna have all of them.
I was talking to somebody. I was like, "Oh yeah, I think they're probably trying to build a Sinister Six movie." Like Morbius was never in the Sinister Six. I was like, let's not be literal about it.
I mean, you guys like Spider-Man. Is this?
Oh no, this is no. I have no interest.
I'll see it at some point, but yeah, against my will.
No, it looks terrible. But Venom.
But I mean,
Venom was entertaining. It was so bad it's good. level.
Yeah, that's kind of my point though. If you are not the audience for this, who the hell is?
Yeah.
Who's gonna go see this?
People that grew up with these superhero movies. This is the teen crowd. I think that is the only people I can think of would be interested in. Not me. August 7th, Infinite. This is a man discovers his hallucinations are actually visions from past lives. Oh, crap. Mark Wahlberg. Yeah. I don't know why that was a natural reaction, folks. I don't know why I did that, but I was hoping for more maybe when I read that. Okay. August 14th, Escape Room 2. There was Escape Room 1 at the beginning of 2019. I didn't see it, though. Had Taylor, I can't remember her last name, but she was in Lost in Space. She was pretty good. And then we have Malignant, a horror movie with no information. Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. This one, I feel like I saw a preview for this a year ago, which it doesn't bode well. But a bystander who intervenes to help a woman being harassed by a group of men becomes the target of a vengeful drug lord. Bob Odenkirk is as Nobody. I don't know. I'm listening. Then something called The One and Only Ivan. Oh, okay. A gorilla.
Oh, yeah, that's a kid's book. My kids have read that. It's about a gorilla. Yeah.
A gorilla named Ivan tries to piece together his past with the help. I can't even hear the word gorilla without thinking of Michael now. He loved that gorilla so much and talked about it so much.
The singing one?
Yeah, that's all I think of every time. He tries to piece together his past with the help of an elephant named Stella as they hatch a plan to escape from captivity. It looks like Ivan is played, but I'm assuming this is animated. Sam Rockwell, and Stella is Angelina Jolie. August 21st, Bill and Ted Face the Music. The third movie in the Bill and Ted series. I watched the first one last year. I was like, I gotta see how well this held up.
Yeah, I did too with my kids, and they were like, "What the hell are you making me watch?"
My kids like.
Yeah, it has a charm. There is a charm to it. Although now he just looks weird without a beard. Now Keanu needs to just leave the beard on because he looks kind of dopey. That's probably what they're going for. Then we have Let Him Go in limited release. This is a retired sheriff and his wife, grieving over the death of their son, set out to find their only grandson, Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. We got Superman's parents.
That sounds like a Kevin Costner movie.
It does, yeah. I'm trying to maybe, who wrote it? Nope, nobody ever. Okay, then we have August 28th, The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. I never saw The Hitman's Bodyguard. But this is, again, going to have Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. I think the wife maybe is... let's check it out. It's got Salma Hayek in it. Maybe she is. Morgan Freeman, Antonio Banderas, Richard E. Grant, Frank Grillo. September 4th, Monster Hunter. It's a video game adaptation. You guys heard of the video game Monster Hunter? Yeah, you hunt monsters. So, yeah. Well, it's just now they're making a movie about it. Okay. September 11th, never forget. The Conjuring: The Devil Made Me Do It. Never watched the Conjuring movie, but I will say that I have heard a ton of positive things about that.
People love it.
That Patrick Wilson and Vera, I can't say her last name,
Farmiga.
That really are good together.
There's a whole universe of those movies too, because the Annabelle movies are.
There are people that are big stands for this series and say they are great. It's based on real people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe someday. Probably not. There's too much good stuff out there. September 18th, The King's Man. It's another Kingsman movie from Matthew Vaughn, but it's going back in time like it's the first Kingsman or something.
I've liked both of them. I'm never in a hurry to watch them. And then when I do, it's like, oh, that was good.
A lot of John Denver in my last what I saw. Without Remorse. This is John Clark, a Navy SEAL, goes on a path to avenge his wife's murder only to find himself inside a larger conspiracy. Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Bell. I don't know. Maybe good. Sound like a very generic description there. September 25th. This, I'm going to write this one down here, Jordan. It's called Last Night in Soho. A young girl passionate in fashion design is mysteriously able to enter the 1960s where she encounters her idol, a dazzling wannabe singer. But 1960s London is not what it seems, and time seems to fall apart with shady consequences. Director Edgar Wright.
Ooh.
I got you there at the end. Anya Taylor-Joy, Thomas and Mackenzie, Matt Smith, the Doctor. Mm-hmm. I'm in for Edgar Wright. So, also that weekend, The Many Saints of Newark. You know what that is,
Yeah,
right?
it's a Sopranos.
It is. David Chase wrote this. And hey, I love The Sopranos. This is a look at the formative years of Tony Soprano. I don't know. This could be good.
Yeah.
Or it could be terrible. Then there is the trial of the Chicago 7. The story of 7 people on trial stemming from various charges surrounding the uprising at the 1968 Democratic National Convention. This is an Aaron Sorkin movie. That's why I have it on air. I mean, sometimes he writes some stuff, but this is one where he's directing now. He did that one movie with Jessica Chastain, Molly's Game, a couple of years ago.
That ended up being better than I thought.
It was till the end. The ass end fell out of it at the end when Kevin Costner was like talking to her and by the park, and I wanted to kill myself. It was so bad there. It's where like Aaron Sorkin writes his stuff, but he shouldn't direct his stuff. I think he needs somebody else to do that. We got October 2nd, BIOS. Never heard of that till today, but I mean, I can't tell what it's going to be. But a post-apocalyptic Earth, a robot built to protect the life of his dying creator's dog. I know. Learns about life, love, friendship, and what it means to be human. Tom Hanks, Caleb Landry Jones, Skeet. I don't know. Whenever I hear Tom Hanks, I think it's got a chance. But
I hope he calls the dog boy.
I'm guessing he's Tom Hanks probably is the guy that dies, and Caleb Landry Jones is the robot. Skeet, maybe the dog.
Skeet's the dog.
he's got a dog name. Skeet the dog. Okay. Then we have Venom 2. I don't know anything about it. I'm not looking it up. But Venom
That's already on the list.
That's what it says. I didn't even know it was on the list till right now, but here it is. Michelle Williams, Tom Hardy, Woody Harrelson showed up at the end of that. Cletus. Directed,
because it should have Carnage in it, which will spike interest.
Right.
Carnage has a lot of fans.
That's right. And directed by Andy Serkis. I did not know that.
Yeah, let's go crazy.
Hey, I maybe yeah. Like I said, the first one is the definition of so bad it's good. Like, it's very enjoyable because it's so ridiculous. October 9th, Death on the Nile. Did anyone watch Murder on the Orient Express, the remake? Kenneth Branagh directed. Star-studded cast again.
Daisy Ridley.
I like those books. I've read several Agatha Christie's and stuff. I like that. I feel like I want to go back and watch Murder on the Orient Express, but I'm just like, I know how it ends, and it didn't get great reviews, so I never did it. But this one's got Gal Gadot, Armie Hammer, Kenneth Branagh, Annette Bening, Tom Bateman, Letitia Wright, Russell Brand. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see what the reviews are. Then we got Respect. This is the girl from American Idol playing Aretha Franklin, I believe. Jennifer Hudson. Does that sound right? Yes. Then we got The Witches. This is based on Roald Dahl's 1983 classic book. Tells a scary, funny, imaginative tale of a 7-year-old boy who has a run-in with real-life witches.
This is a remake.
Yes, they've done this before.
Yeah, the original had Angelica Houston in it, right?
I'm listening. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
probably not great.
It was a very popular movie, but
yeah.
man, it scared the bejesus out of a generation of small children.
Okay, well, let's do it again. Director Robert Zemeckis. The Grand High Witch is Anne Hathaway. It's got Octavia Spencer, Chris Rock, Stanley Tucci. I don't know. Okay, we got Halloween Kills on October 16th. I never watched this latest reboot, but it got a lot of buzz. Like, people really liked it. Jamie Lee Curtis returned. She's back for this. I don't know. October 23rd. This was originally the title when I first started this list. It was called G.I. Joe: Ever Vigilant. Now the title's just in there as Snake Eyes.
Yeah, this is a Snake Eyes movie.
So
Storm Shadow.
I'll be seeing this. You're not writing this down?
No.
G.I.
Really?
Joe? Put it on my list.
You're not going to see G.I. Joe?
Put it on my list. This year's pretty arid. I'm gonna look for something fun to go see here. Well, let's see who's involved. Is there no hope? Can we talk him into it? Let's go.
Who's playing the Hard Master?
The second movie was an improvement. I like the second G.I. Joe movie better than the first one.
So
this is after that.
It might even be.
This has Samara Weaving. She's one of the new actresses that's been good and stuff. Ready or Not. It's from last year. It was good, and she's in Guns Akimbo, I think. Henry Golding.
All those G.I. Joe's toys I had, their guns were always akimbo. You could never get them on
Yeah.
their hands straight.
Henry Golding is Snake Eyes. I like him. It's got, you go from The Raid. Might be something. Director, never heard of him. Robert Schwentke. Okay, let's not dwell on this. Let's try to keep the rose colored glasses. Something called Those Who Wish Me Dead, also that weekend. Teenage murder witness finds himself pursued by twin assassins, each guns akimbo, I assume. Got Quadruple. Okay, in the Montana wilderness with a survival expert tasked with protecting him. I don't know. Nicholas Hoult, John Barenthal, Angelina Jolie. I haven't seen anything with her in it that for years that ever would make me excited. I'm trying to remember what was good with her. There had to have been something. She was a huge star. I feel like we need to look at her list, do one job on her sometime, because Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that was
been in
something.
More bad than good.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Hackers.
Yeah, Hackers. There you go. There you go. November 6th. We are very far in the year, and there's no pressure on us to try to whittle this down to 10 movies. November 6th, big Marvel movie, The Eternals. This could be something. I'm going into this like I was going into Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
But I'm not a cosmic guy, but they sure pulled it off with Guardians.
Yeah.
I don't expect this to be that. This looks like it would have to be more serious, feeling, and that scares me. So, but I mean, it's got Kumail Nanjiani. What kind of characters?
They try to do these mythic figures and take everything real seriously. I don't.
So far, I feel like they've avoided that.
I'm going to assume they know what they're doing because of the decade of the track record, but
yeah. But I hope no one from Marvel TV had anything to do with it, because the Immortals or whatever was short-lived. Inhumans. See, I don't
which is what this probably should have been.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People are way more familiar with the Inhumans.
Oh, yeah.
And they're barely familiar with them.
Yeah.
So no one is familiar with the Eternals.
Limited release movie I added to the list that maybe it'll be something. Father travels from Oklahoma to France to help his daughter who's been arrested for murder. So it's something serious with Abigail Breslin, Hat Damon.
I was going to guess Liam Neeson. That sounded like sounded like a Neeson.
Okay, let's see. Next weekend, November 13th, The Big Red Dog movie. I'm not going to click it. Something called Deep Water. A well-to-do husband who allows his wife to have affairs in order to avoid their divorce. He becomes a prime suspect in the disappearance of the people she's having affairs with. Ana de Armas, Ben Affleck, Tracy Letts. He's good. I don't know. Red Notice. Interpol agent tracks the world's most wanted art thief, Ryan Reynolds and The Rock and Gal Gadot, and I don't care anymore. Okay. November 20th, Godzilla vs. Kong. Did any of us go see this last Godzilla movie?
Nope.
Had a great trailer. That's about it.
Kong Skull Island was really good. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was campier.
Universe,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, is it? No way.
Isn't it?
Is it? I don't know if those are
Because
connected.
at the end of Kong Skull Island, they we have all these other monsters, and they were showing pictures of Godzilla and stuff.
Okay, but there was the other Godzilla movie with Bryan Cranston and stuff that I thought that was connected to this.
Yeah. And then this
and Kong Skull Island?
Yeah, and now this one brings them together.
But they're so different in feel, I think.
didn't see the Godzilla.
Well, I think it was taken way more seriously than
Didn't it have Millie Bobby Brown in
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Or did?
It did. Yeah. And Vera Gugino, I think. Because I can't say her last name. Happiest season. A young woman with a plan to propose to her girlfriend while her family's annual holiday party discovers her partner hasn't yet come out. This is Kristen Stewart, Mackenzie Davis. Okay, let's see. I lost my place. I'm sorry. Okay, November 25th says Thanksgiving weekend. King Richard. A look at how tennis superstars Venus and Serena Williams became who they are. So there's actresses playing them as kids, and Will Smith is playing their dad. So let's see. Raya and the Last Dragon. That sounds familiar. Like maybe.
Yeah, I've heard.
In a realm known as Lumandra, this is an animated Disney movie. Cliff. Reimagined Earth inhabited by ancient civilization. A warrior named Raya is determined to find the last dragon. It's got Aquafina in the main, or Sisu and Cassie Steele as Raya, I guess. I don't know. Disney movie. Okay. December 11th, Samaritan. These are probably going to be very vague because they're so far away. A young boy learns that a superhero who was thought to have gone missing after an epic battle 20 years ago may in fact still be around. Who plays the superhero? Give me your guesses. The Rock? That's probably a good guess. What else?
Ben Affleck.
Ryan Reynolds.
David Harbour.
It's Sylvester Stallone.
Wow.
Oh my God.
He'd have to have been gone longer than 20 years.
That's, that if he's up for like mocking his own image, that could be a fun performance.
Yeah.
Who
You
knows?
never know what you're going to get. December 18th, coming to America. I would be really scared of this, except Eddie Murphy just killed on Saturday Night Live, and he was really great in Dolomite's My Name on Netflix. So
I recently watched Dolomite.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
Yes.
I agree. But as I was watching, I was thinking I just missed Eddie Murphy. Like, I've never seen any of his big movies. They were all but I was too young for all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was too old for all his
Garbage,
kid-friendly stuff that he did. I had to rack my brain to think if I'd ever seen an Eddie Murphy movie. And I think Trading Places is the only Eddie Murphy movie I've ever seen in my life. Is that weird?
that is weird as
that's
hell.
weird. You haven't seen Daddy Daycare? Or any of
No,
that?
actually that one I have seen, yes. But some of the animated stuff, but 48
That's
Hours,
crazy.
Beverly Hills Cop, Coming to America, I just missed
None
that
of
whole
that.
thing.
The Golden Child?
No. So I'm I don't get the Eddie Murphy love because he's kind of just disappeared, once I've came of age.
Well, he was great. Let me just sum it up for you.
I understand it. I just
Beverly Hills Cop, none of those?
No. I just missed that whole train for some reason.
Anyway,
he was very good on Saturday Night Live. This most recent episode he did, because I was thinking the same thing. Is all I've seen him in, besides the bad movies the last 20 years, he'll go on a talk show or something, and he's very tight-lipped, and he doesn't like to be on talk shows. So like, I hadn't seen him having fun in a long time. So him doing these characters and being, Eddie Murphy again, it's like, oh, okay, yes, he still has it.
Yeah,
I was kind of worried he was just an angry old man.
The Nutty Professor or whatever.
Oh yeah, the clumps
and all that.
The first time recently that I started to think there was hope, he was on, I think, just the last season of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. And
I saw that.
And
that was really good.
He was talking about, Jerry's like trying to talk him into doing stuff, and he's like, well, I've been thinking about like doing some stand-up again. I haven't done it for all these years and stuff. It's like he had some of the biggest comedy specials with the leather suit. What were they called? Raw, and the other one, Delirious or something like that. Just like he was huge. I don't know. It's disappointing.
I'm disappointed in myself.
It's just that, because you'll never have that nostalgia. Coming to America would be that's the perfect thing for me that he ever did was that, and it's just hilarious from beginning to end. But it also, I have a lot of nostalgia for seeing it back then, and
that's a lot of these comedies. If you just put it in today and watched it, you'd be like, "What's so funny?" Like a lot. I'm assuming
you have to remember
watch
it with your friends.
A lot of the humor is remembering how much you loved it as a kid.
And our older brother Justin loves it, so I know it wasn't just our family was under a rock or whatever. I just my age just missed that.
I will say though that I watched it with my son in the last few months, and he loved it. And he's like, now I can quote it along with you, and he's like, I know what the heck you're talking about. Huge movie coming out, Dune. This is Denis Villeneuve, who did Arrival and Blade Runner 2049. And
did you ever read the Dune?
No, I'm gonna read it this year before then. Maybe.
I just remember the horrible 80s movie.
I didn't. I never watched it. Wasn't that David Lynch or something did that?
It's terrible.
Yeah, I'm sure. But this has Rebecca Ferguson, so sign me up.
But Dune has a huge fan base that love I don't even know how many books there are, but
there's a lot. But it's almost a religion.
It really is. Yeah, it's so complex and
it's got a big cast of, they had spent a lot of money, I'm sure. Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Jason Momoa, Stellan Skarsgård, Zendaya, Oscar Isaac, Dave Bautista, Josh Brolin, Javier Bardem. It's a lot of peeps.
It's a good cast.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like I said, Denis Villeneuve, I'm sure there's got to be some. Trying to look who the cinematographer is. Greg Fraser. I was hoping like Roger Deakins or something. It's going to be a big movie, and I like that director. West Side Story. That's a Spielberg remake of that. I had not watched the original till this year.
I'm a big fan of the original. One of my favorites.
I liked it. I liked it. There was one guy in there that just amazes me. He's like kind of bad. He's like a white guy that was like kind of leading the bad guys, and these guys were so athletic dancers. He did something like the equivalent of Alex P. Keaton jumping up on the counter with his hands in his pockets. I was that impressed. It was like, but this is gonna be Ansel Elgort as Tony. Rita Moreno is going to be in it again. So that's neat. Corey Stoll. And I don't know. I'll go see it. December 23rd, The Croods 2.
Wow.
Yeah. And Tom and Jerry. Animated. That's not one movie. It's The Croods 2 and also Tom and Jerry. Although I would go see The Croods 2, Tom and Jerry. December 25th. Okay. Don't know what any of these movies are. I've been waiting until now to click on them because they've got to be have some sort of cast if they're coming out on Christmas. News of the World is the title of one. This is director Paul Greengrass. Wasn't he like, is that Born Identity?
Yeah. Original, I think.
It says, a Texan traveling across the Wild West, bringing the news of the world to local townspeople, agrees to help rescue a young girl who was kidnapped. And Captain Jefferson Kyle, played by Tom Hanks. And I don't recognize any of the rest of the cast, but I don't know. Something called the Tomorrow War. A man is drafted to fight in a future war where the fate of humanity relies on his ability to confront his past. Chris Pratt. J.K. Simmons. Betty Gilpin. Director Chris McKay. He did Lego movies. Yeah. Okay, we got And the Last Duel. King Charles VI declares that knight Jean de something settle his dispute with his squire by challenging him to a duel. This has Jodie Comer, Adam Driver, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, directed by Ridley Scott. That might be something. Okay. We went through the year. There's a handful of things here that, like, here, we have a movie, I don't know when it comes out, but it is slated to come out this year at some point. Let me look up the description. It's called The French Dispatch with Timothy Chalamet, Saoirse Ronan, Elizabeth Moss, Willem Dafoe, Christoph Waltz, Bill Murray, Tilda Swinton, Benicio del Toro, Adrian Brody, Owen Wilson, Jason Schwartzman, Jeffrey Wright. Anybody figured out who directs this yet? Wes Anderson movie. A love letter. The French Dispatch. A love letter to journalists set in an outpost of an American newspaper in a fictional 20th century French city that brings to life a collection of stories published in the French Dispatch magazine.
Quaintness. I can taste it.
Oh, man. Excitement. Okay, let's see the other things here. I'm just going to go through a couple anticipated Netflix movies because they sometimes end up being the biggest movies of the year. We have, there's some Taylor Swift documentary thing coming out this month. The Fincher movie called Mank, and it's about Herman Mankiewicz, was a respected Hollywood screenwriter. He worked on, most importantly, Citizen Kane, and this is going to have something to do with that. It's a period piece, I'm sure.
He was blacklisted by the communist purges back then.
All right. It's Fincher, I'm in. I love him. Then we have a remake of the novel, I believe, called Rebecca, that Alfred Hitchcock did. This time it's going to have Lily James and Armie Hammer, and I'm trying to figure out who's directing it, but it doesn't say. I'm hoping somebody good. Oh, I think it's Ben Wheatley. It's not, doesn't say it here, but he's does some odd stuff. Did The Kill List. I'm sure you don't know what that is. Something with Chadwick Boseman called The Five Bloods. There's a sequel to that, P.S. I Love You. Will Ferrell in Eurovision comedy joins the singing contest. If you guys ever heard of Eurovision,
I've heard of that,
it's enormous in Europe. And I'm thinking of ending things. This was one that looked interesting. Jesse Plemons, Toni Collette, Jesse Buckley. This is Charlie Kaufman movie. He directed. So a woman lets her boyfriend take her to meet his parents at their remote farm. However, as the title suggests, she's thinking about ending things with him. I don't know. I'm interested in a Charlie Kaufman movie. I think that's about it. But I wanted to point out a few things coming out. Oh, it's something, this is probably going to be big. Ron Howard directs Hillbilly Elegy. It's with Amy Adams, Glenn Close. Sorry. Based on a very popular memoir.
Controversial.
Okay, why?
Yeah, it was a guy from West Virginia, I believe, and it's about growing up poor
in Appalachia.
But I think there were a lot of negative reaction to it from within our area here of people that thought it was very stereotypical and cliched, and people outside of our region seem to love it more than people
and also
from here.
Placing a lot of the blame on the actual people and not the
systemic
system
issues
of the world.
Okay, now we're all going to pick 10 movies that
I can barely pick 5.
Yeah,
and we're numbering 1 through 10.
Number 1 through 10, whatever has the lowest score is number 1.
I wrote down more than 10, so that's good.
Okay, so we'll stop recording here for a second while we do all that.
Okay.
All right, we've done the math. We all made our separate top 10 anticipated list, worked out the points, and then the collective Ka-Pow list plus Coach Mayor for 2020 anticipated movies at number 10. Looks like it is Bill and Ted something. I don't remember what it was called.
Face the Music.
Okay. Number 9 is The Quiet Place 2. Number 8 is Bad Boys for Life. Tomorrow night. Okay. Number 7 looks like is Onward. 6 is Last Night in Soho. Jordan and I got it on this list. What are we at? 6 is French Dispatch. Number 5 is or was that 5?
I think that was 5.
Okay, I'm sorry. Number 4 is Wonder Woman. Number 3 is Black Widow. 2 is Tenet. Number 1 is Eternals. Nice. It's a good list. So then they're like, okay, there's some stuff to look forward to when we get on.
So half of them sequels. That's interesting. Found that would be interesting. If you count Black Widow as a sequel, which I kind of do. So again, it's easier to judge. We know what's come before, so it's easier to anticipate.
Yeah,
as a sequel.
It's just it's a case where 2020 theatrically is not going to live up to 2019. It's just it's impossible. But maybe for any other year too.
Also, like I said, there are so many things coming out this year that nobody knows are coming out, so there's always surprises. When I look at like what my top 20 or whatever would be this past year, I'm sure I didn't know half of them existed at this time last year. So we did it.
Yay.
Once again, we pulled it off.
And our pop culture tends to skew in the comic book direction, so I always try to keep track 9 movies based on comics this year. Which I didn't think, that's kind of everyone's talking, man, there's no real comic movies this year, but there is. That seems like a lot. I don't know if that's as many as years past. Birds of Prey, Bloodshot, New Mutants, Black Widow, Wonder Woman, Morbius, Kingsman, Venom 2, and Eternals.
Okay.
All right.
2020.
We did it. You already said that.
I did.
Yeah, and stay tuned. We're going to do the Poobah Awards here pretty soon, where we talk about the best of last year. So we're not quite done looking back.
Yeah, it's going to be like July.
We're doing
before we're ready for 2020.
Now that we've marked birthday milestone, we're going to look back at Jordan's life.
Oh, man.
Go back.
Let's do it. All the Eddie Murphy movies I watched without Derek. What? All right, thanks, everybody. We appreciate you listening. You can check us out at thekapowpodcast.com.
You can check us out at thekapowpodcast.com.
www.udownwithkpp.com.
Can we double check that address?
I'm pretty sure that's the correct
address.
Okay,
good. Check out our Patreon. $1 gets you access to a whole bunch of stuff, fun stuff, audio you don't hear on here. A secret Facebook page where secret things happen. So we hope it would be worth it to you. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. And the coach.
Bye.
Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com.
Because Harry Potter made a bunch of money, so we're going to keep trying. Wonder Woman, June 5th.
Computer made some kind of noise.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
It went.
Oh. It wants to restart. Restart now. No. Go away.